What is up, First fans? Welcome. We are here on a Monday night with the Baltimore Ravens playing the
Colts. Indianapolis.
It's not looking good for the Ravens, that's for sure.
I actually had Baltimore winning this week.
Yeah, I think most of us did.
Yeah.
But it's not over yet. We'll see how it goes. They're playing at home, and they can put up some points in a hurry. So, besides that, though, we're here to talk to you about the waiver wire for Week 6.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a collector card that we want to tell you about, and we're going to cut to break to do that, and then we'll be right back.
Hello. If you think about how great Travis Kelce is, you will most definitely want to be one of only 1,000 first fans to receive this beautiful collector card for free. They are individually numbered, and all you have to do is like this video, comment on this video, and subscribe to the Fantasy Football First channel. It's all in the description below. Now go enjoy the rest of the show.
All right, welcome back. Waiver wire Week 6. All right, Devin, who do you got?
My first one is Matt Ryan.
Ooh, Matt Ryan.
Yes,
spicy.
It is. Some of us had injuries at quarterback. I actually know firsthand because I had Russell Wilson on my team.
Yep.
And right before Sunday, I picked up Daniel Jones, who also got injured.
Another injured.
Yeah, so Matt Ryan's rostered in 30% of leagues. He's actually been looking good the first 4 weeks. I think a lot of people are just looking back to what he did Week 1, and he had a really bad week that week. But after that, he's actually been doing really good. He's been averaging between 250 yards and 350, between 20 fantasy points and 35. He has not had a bad week since. He's actually looked pretty solid. Yeah. So, if he's out there and you need a quarterback, get him.
Especially if Ridley comes back. You don't have another weapon to throw to. And Russell Gage, who's been injured. I mean, he's been doing this with minus some good players. So he'll have some weapons to do that. Cordell Patterson's looked good, right? So, if you need a quarterback, he could be one to help you with your bye weeks. Of course, I think Atlanta's is coming up here, isn't it? Is it this week or next week?
It's a great question. I don't think it's this week.
So it's probably Week 7. But that's just something to consider too. Be careful of your bye weeks when you pick, pick any of these players up for sure. So, all right. Very good, very good.
Yep.
I've got a running back, Darrell Williams of the Chiefs.
Nice.
I just traded away Clyde Edwards-Helaire in one of our leagues. And now Darrell Williams is going to be available for maybe 2 or 3 weeks, maybe longer, but it sounds like it's a 2 to 3 week injury. He's played pretty good alongside Edwards-Helaire the last couple weeks, and then this last game, he did decent. I mean, nothing crazy, but he got 15 touches, and I project at least that going forward. He's probably going to be the main back and get most of the carries. I know Jerick McKinnon's there, and he'll probably get some change of pace stuff, but he's going to be the guy. So,
I like that.
All right, you got another one?
I do have another one. I have James Washington.
Okay.
Of Pittsburgh. He was out this last week, so we don't really know what his connection with Roethlisberger is just yet, which actually probably makes it easier for you because you could probably get him for cheap. Yeah,
free, I bet.
Yeah, and Juju's out for the season right now.
Yes.
Yeah, he's out. So, who's Roethlisberger going to throw to? I think Deontay Johnson's almost guaranteed to be the number 1 target on the team. And there's Chase Claypool there. I've never really been a huge Chase Claypool fan. As far as a consistent, targeted wide receiver, that could change because Juju's out. I don't know. But I'm willing to hedge my bets on James Washington. A lot of people are really high on him.
Well, for free, you can pick him up, put him on your bench, see what happens if he develops. Or if one of the other 2 wide receivers gets hurt also, I mean, he's going to be...
He's golden.
He's going to be really good at that point in time. So,
Yep.
I mean, he's always been a pretty good wide receiver. He just hasn't been able to... I mean, when he's played pretty good. He just hasn't been able to get in. So
Yeah,
it's an interesting pickup, especially in the deeper leagues, 12 and 14-team leagues. I mean, he's probably close to available, I would say, on those. The 14 leagues probably, who knows, but...
Or if you're hurting at wide receiver. Because I can see James Washington from here on out averaging about 10 to 15 points with that upside of explosiveness. So if you're hitting at wide receiver, it's not bad pickup either.
Yeah. All right. Very good. And, no one else is going to be telling you that.
Yeah.
So, once again, we're reiterating that he's going to be free for you.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
So, don't put any fab on him if you do fab, and don't waste a pickup if you're in order. But if not, you can just pick people up freely. Do it.
Yeah.
All right. Another guy I got is running back Devonta Booker.
Ooh.
I'm sure you probably have him too.
I don't actually.
Oh, okay.
But I did think about it. But, I mean, it's just with Barkley kind of struggling this year. When Barkley was kind of out last year and the year before, the running game never really got going. So I don't know if I'm going to be looking at Devonta Booker at all. And if you had Barkley, I don't know if he's a good backup to have.
Well, here's the thing. Running backs are always scarce.
Yeah.
And we don't know who could develop into what. I mean, he has played pretty well last year when he was with the Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to get his opportunity this time. This last game, he had 16 rushes for 42 yards, a touchdown, 3 passes caught for 16 yards, a touchdown. I definitely don't expect 2 touchdowns every week. So he's going to probably need to get to the end zone to be viable. But, I mean, he's going to get the opportunity. And if you don't have a running back or yours got injured, I mean, they've been dropping, you're going to need somebody. And I think he's going to be better than not having somebody, especially with the bye weeks coming up too. You're going to need to plug somebody in. And I think he could be a decent, he's going to get touches. So if he can get into the end zone, he's going to have a decent game from you. The next couple of games, though, I don't like that much. They're going to be playing the Rams and the Panthers, who both have pretty good defenses.
Yeah.
But he does catch passes, so that is where I think he could get, some decent play. If he catches 4, 5, 6 passes because they're behind, they're trying to play catch up, and then one of them goes in the end zone, he gets another 5 or 10 rushes for 20, 30, 40 yards. He's going to be a RB2 flex play for you.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I mean, I'm not thoroughly excited about him either.
Yeah.
I'm not really thoroughly excited about most of our waiver wire pickups, but I know where some of us are hurting in certain situations, and we have to pick up and play somebody. So he could definitely be one for you.
He's definitely going to get the volume.
Okay. Who you got next, Evan?
My next one is A.J. Dillon.
A.J. Dillon.
This one's a little interesting because he's rostered in 55%.
Yeah.
So in most leagues, he's not going to be available.
I know I own him in 75% of my leagues.
But, I mean, weird things happen. In 2 of our leagues, Myles Gaskin is out there. So
Yes.
Weird things happen all the time. So, I mean, he's been getting more attention. By the end of the year, he could end up developing as that number 1.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing that I did put into consideration putting him here is Aaron Rodgers is kind of old.
Yeah.
And you saw Drew Brees when he was old. Phillip Rivers, and
they lean on that running game more.
Ben Roethlisberger, they
especially when it starts getting colder and in Green Bay.
Yeah, they pass to the running game a lot more. Yeah. So A.J. Dillon could definitely be valuable.
Yeah, if he's not owned in your league, pick him up for sure because he could be a viable play. We talked about this several weeks back too about A.J. Dillon. I mean, he could be viable just as a flex play or RB2 when these bye weeks happen. The biggest thing, though, is if something does happen to
Aaron Jones,
he could win you your league.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
So that's definitely something to consider, and the biggest reason, I think, for rostering him. But, yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
A.J. Dillon. Like I said, I got him in 75% of my leagues, so definitely a fan.
Yep.
I have Kadarius Toney.
Yes.
The Giants wide receiver. We're going to do a write-up on him, a video on him coming up here this week. So look for that, but we're going to give you a little bit right now too. There's no Sterling Shepard. There's no Darius Slayton. There's no Kenny Galladay now. So who's left? We've got the often injured John Ross, who looked pretty good that first game. Mm-hmm. I mean, he's got speed, but Kadarius Toney looked dynamic.
Yeah, he definitely did.
He had 13 targets, had 10 catches, 189 yards, which is ridiculous in of itself. He had a carry on a Wildcat that he almost scored on. Last week he looked decent too, 5 catches, 78 yards. He hasn't scored a touchdown yet, but that will probably come.
Yes.
And, with Barkley out, there's no play. He's going to be the playmaker.
Mm-hmm.
So I can see, especially in garbage time, him catching up. And if you watch some of his highlights and his catches, he is so just quick. He's like a Tyreek Hill type player.
Mm-hmm.
When he has the ball in his hands, he makes such quick, dynamic cuts and just jukes people, and he can get those extra yards after the catch. He had several contested catches that were like, I'm surprised he caught that.
Yeah.
So it was pretty good. You got anything to add to Tony, or is that?
I'm going to leave it short to try to get you guys to watch the video. So this is a little bit of a sneak peek. Yeah. So if you want more information, watch the video coming up.
Okay, perfect. So who else do you got?
This is my last guy. Okay. I got Anthony Miller.
Interesting.
Yeah, Jacksonville new wide receiver. Yeah, I thought it was pretty interesting. They just picked him up. And DJ Chark is out for the season, obviously. They have Shenault and Marvin Jones. Anthony Miller is a really talented wide receiver.
Yeah, I don't know what his issues were. I've had him in a dynasty league that I was pretty high on. I tried to get him in my other one and never was able to, and I'm glad I didn't potentially. But, I've always liked the talent of Anthony Miller. He just has been injured a lot. Didn't work out with the Bears, and I'm not sure what happened with the Texans, but he's been scooped up by the Jags. And so, definitely an interesting, if you got a deep bench, something to stash and monitor. Or even in, if you have dynasty leagues, that's also something you can stash and monitor.
Yeah, and their passing game outside of Marvin Jones hasn't really been successful, so maybe Anthony Miller will be that cherry on top.
Yeah, you never know.
Out. Yeah,
it's hard to tell with the Jacks, but
yep,
definitely a flyer. And I've got one tight end for you guys. We've talked about him somewhat before. He's also kind of in our pre-draft. We were pretty high on him, and that was Hunter Henry. And he is developing a nice little chemistry with Mac Jones. Mac Jones has been favoring him in the end zone. 2 weeks ago, he had 4 catches for 34 yards and the touchdown. Last week, he had 6 for 75 and a touchdown. He doesn't have a bye week until week 14, so he can help fill through all those weeks. And I just think that he is going to continue to be someone that is, has that 8 to 10 touchdown range, which is going to be really good for a tight end.
Yeah.
So if you're needing a tight end and he is on your waiver wire, I'd recommend picking him up.
Yeah, definitely. I like that. They don't really have a lot of much of a receiving core.
Nope.
In New England. So Hunter Henry, I definitely like that pickup.
Okay, now before we let you go, we've got some teasers for you. T-shirts, get it? Teasers. Anyway, we're looking at having some made. These are some prototypes. They've got Mr.
Mahomes
and Mr.
Hill.
That's right. They're playing a theme off the Bad Boys. We had those kind of put on there in Fantasy Football First. We're not done with the design yet. We just want to see what it would look like, kind of get your guys' opinion. Do you like this idea of putting out some T-shirts? Anybody interested in getting a T-shirt? Let us know in the comments down below if you think we should get some and give some out to you guys. And then also don't forget to get your Travis Kelce Collector Card. If you're new to us here, we will give away one of those free for everybody who likes,
comments,
and subscribes to our channel. And we'll mail one right out to you. I just sent one out today. So with all of that being said, we appreciate you watching. And always
remember
to
finish
first.
Thank you for listening to the FantasyFootballFirst.com podcast.
Jackson throws complete. Crabtree has it for a touchdown.
We hope you enjoyed today's episode. Get more fantasy info and check us out at FantasyFootballFirst.com.